Harried and harassed by Jorge. Who then tried to find the shot from the edge of the area, and up the other end it was Casillera who had half a chance for Miñero. Long ball sent towards his near left-hand side, picked up by Lodi. Just pushes it towards the byline and then just sends it down the line, looking for the run of Bernard, who's just struggling to get in towards the channel. He's got a couple of blue players around him for companies. It comes in towards the area, back towards the keeper, and it's tucked away, and Miñero have the lead on the road, and they don't score too many on their travels. Just one win in 7 this season, and 3 points picked up on the road, but back at a stadium they used to occupy against their biggest rivals. They've taken the lead inside the opening 15 minutes, and their travelling fans, who haven't had to travel far at all, are going absolutely balmy up in the skies. It was a beautiful run down the left-hand side, picked up by Bernard by Lodi. Bernard kept harrying towards the left-hand side. Lodi came in to provide a bit of support, got the overlap, got then down the left-hand channel. His cross into the box wasn't dealt with on the first instance by Jonathan. Costa got himself in a muddle, with Casillera getting himself between man and ball and unselfishly just laying it back in towards Minder, who just takes it first time and hammers it past the goalkeeper. And Atletico Mineiro have the lead on the road. It's Cruzeiro 0, Atletico Mineiro 1, and in a huge derby game. And it is being checked by VAR for a potential offside. And the referee, Flavio Rodriguez, just shepherding the players back to the halfway line. But he's explaining to Bernard and to the goal scorer Minder that it is being checked for a potential offside. The referee asking for the ball to go onto the floor. He's still having words in his ears. He's still getting confirmation just yet of whether this is going to be the go-ahead goal for the away side. The Clásico Mineiro first played in 1921, where Cruzeiro had their predecessor Palestra Italia, who won the first derby, but it's in 2026, where Mineiro have taken the lead away from home. They've won just one of the last 6 games between these two sides. It's a fierce rivalry, but the recent league scorelines have been cagey as well. 1-1, 0-0 and 0-0. There's more hatred here, but not always goals. But it's been a perfect start for the away side, leading on the road by a goal to 0. In the last 40 games, Cruzeiro have won 11, Atletico 18 with 11 draws. Atletico are also ahead on goals in that time as well, 51, making 52 now to 42. But since 2004, it has been extremely tight. 31 wins for Cruzeiro, 29 for Atletico, 20 draws from those 80 games that they've played in the last 22 years. And over recent games, it has been a rather even tale of the tape. And coming into this game, the form is certainly in Cruzeiro's favour, but that goes out of the window when it is a derby game. And it's the away side who are leading 15 minutes into this game. VAR had a look and decided it was absolutely fine. And the 15th place side just sitting above that bottom 4, leading on the road. Just 1 win and 3 points they have this season in the league on their travels. And how they would love to double up against their nearest and biggest rivals. That 23 red card final in the Campeonato Mineiro back in March. Cruzeiro winning by 1-0, but it will forever be notorious for the mass brawl that followed. Reports after the final described the confrontation escalating late on after a clash between Everson and Christian, both involved this evening. At the melee involved players, substitutes, staff, the referee issuing 23 cards, 12 to Cruzeiro, 11 to Atletico, and it's the Cruzeiro on the ball on the left-hand side. Tried to put a cross in towards the box, but there's Ruan, who's on an early booking in this game, meets it really well. It's sent out towards the far side and just dummy to feign to go out of play, and then charging down the left was Christian, but there's Nathaniel just to scoop it away and out for throwing over on the far side. And that game just adds an extra implication too tonight. It's not just another derby, it's the first major league meeting with that memory of the chaos still fresh. Discipline, emotional control, and the referee's management of the early temperament of this game is certainly going to be key. And Flavio Rodriguez, the referee, issuing an early yellow card to Ruan to really set the tone in motion, and he's going to take no nonsense. And going down is Arroyo Jr. just on this near touchline with a good opportunity. It was Alonso who just stepped in, took the ball, but Arroyo Jr. just going down like he'd been shot for a moment, and the referee buying into the challenge and giving a free kick to the away side as the ball's hammered back onto the pitch. Now the Mineiro manager, who wasn't too pleased with the decision that the referee has given there. It was right in front of his nose, 5 yards off the near touchline, and it's Pereira who's going to step over this one. His previous free kick from further down the line was straight into the hands of Everson, but he's got a second opportunity. Mineiro lining up their back line on the edge of the box. Now the runners start going into the box as the header comes in from the cross. It was a better ball, but the header couldn't be directed on target. And the away side have a bit of breathing room and a reprieve for the time being. And this stadium holds just short of 62,000. It doesn't quite have the attendances that they used to get back in the 60s, 70s and early 80s. The highest attendance between these two sides, 123,500 in 1969. They used to average in those 3 decades regularly over 90,000 when these two sides did meet. But due to safety and seating that has been added over the years, it's just a 61,000 capacity. A little bit more safety in stadiums for obvious reasons added over the years. But trophy-wise, it is very even between these two sides as Everson picks up the ball inside the box and just takes a little bit of a coming together as well. As Lianco just came across his man, but making a bit of a brunt was Everson, who's still down, holding his head inside his box, and it was a challenge on him in the last time these two sides met that started the chaos that ensued at the end of the game, and the referee just pulling the players away. Everson is still asking for a bit of help on the pitch. He's just down holding his head. The referee just trying to get some control over it as the physios come on to see to the goalkeeper. And the other game is just about to come up to half time between Atletico Paranaense and Grêmio. It was Christian, the man who came in late as the keeper went over the top. He did just connect his head to the ground as he's gone over the top of Christian, who has come in for the ball. He was entitled to go for it, but in doing so he's just gone through the player as well. He lost the ball as he just came through the back of the Cruzeiro left winger. And all but 2 of the Cruzeiro players are homegrown for Atletico Mineiro. They've got 5 who hail from other parts of South America. Junior Alonso, the 32-year-old Paraguayan, Alan Franco, the 27-year-old from Ecuador, Alice Allen Minda, the goal scorer, the 22-year-old also from Ecuador, and Casillera is the Colombian who recently spent time in the Colombian leagues as well. So I make that 4, not 5 in the starting 11. So my counting is obviously getting good as the evening starts to wear on into the night, as Everson is still just receiving some treatment on the deck. This 34-year-old, he was at one point Brazilian number 1, the long-time Atletico Mineiro goalkeeper, a title winner with this club, the Brazilian international, the spine of this side. He's lifted trophies in this shirt. He's helped contribute to the 62 that Atletico Mineiro have won throughout their history, one more than Cruzeiro. Although 50 of Mineiro's titles have come in the regional leagues, with those in blue more successful on the national front. Cruzeiro, though, did have to get promoted back into the top flight in Serie after they were in Serie B in 2022, where they won the league at the first time of asking and were promoted back to Serie A here in Brazil, but winning the regional league as well this year. Cruzeiro, after 7 years without a 4 years without a trophy in 7, but that Serie B win to return back to the titles and allowed Atletico Mineiro some room to go ahead of them in those regional leagues. I'll keep you up to date as well with those other games that are going on in and around the Americas. Lionel Messi with a goal and an assist against Orlando City as they lead by 3-1 at half-time. Montreal are beating Atlanta United by a goal to nil. Columbus Crew beating Minnesota by 1-0, and it's 0-0 between New England, Charlotte, New York Red Bulls, and Dallas and Philadelphia against top side. Last year's Shield winners, Philadelphia, against Nashville, who are leading the league this season as well. In that game in Serie B in Brazil, Goiás are beating Fortaleza by 1-0 on the road. And in the Argentinian Apertura, Club Atlético Piatense and Estudiantes de La Plata is 0-0 as well. 10 minutes just gone in that game. And in the Prima Nacional, San Martin, Tucumán and Atlético Rafaela are 1-1 in that game as well. And over in Serie A in Ecuador, Barcelona and Manta are 0-0 halfway through the first half as well. Everson is back to his feet, back in goal, and we're back, underway here in the first half. 25 minutes gone in this game. There'll be a few extra minutes added on at the end of this first half in 20 minutes' time from that stoppage for Everson, who continues in the goal. Away to the right-hand side is a throw-in to Mineiro with Alonso standing over it, halfway inside the Cruzeiro half. Sends it down the left-hand channel looking for the head and the flick on of Minda, but just can't quite get the direction on it. His Casillera was also one of the targets, but it will move the away side further down the pitch and an opportunity for another throw. This time Lodi comes across and loads up the long throw as well. Decides actually to go short down the left-hand side, and they're just going to win another throw-in further up the pitch, this time level with the edge of the 6-yard box as Bernard just played it off the right back of Moraes. And now Lodi will wind up the long throw to send the bullet into the box as he winds up and floats one in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's not the best of throws, and then a foul's also gone in against Casillera, and it's a very easy decision for the referee from the throw-in. It's still 1-0 then to Mineiro. 25 minutes into this game between the two biggest rivals, one of the biggest rivalries in Brazilian football. It's a proper city derby. It's blue against black and white. It's Raposa against Galo. It's Belo Horizonte split into two. The fixture known as the Clásico Mineiro or Super Clásico Mineiro. First contested back in 1921 when Cruzeiro's predecessors, Palestra Italia, beat Atletico by 3-0. The first official meeting followed later that year with Atletico winning by 2-1. The rivalry's old, it's fierce, it's deeply loyal. The two clubs that have shaped the football identity of Minas Gerais for more than a century. And in Belo Horizonte, this is the match that divides families, neighbourhoods and workplaces. And so far it's the goal from Minda that is separating these two sides inside the first half as Pereira goes down 15 yards off the edge of his own area to win a free kick for those in blue. Just trying to make their way forward. It's slow play from the home side who haven't really been able to get going. In this game so far. In a rivalry that's older than most clubs' trophy cabinets. It's still capable of making the whole of Minas Gerais stop and stare. And Belo Horizonte. The entire city is watching. As a long throw comes from the near side from Moraes. Tries to get it in towards the area, but it's headed straight back out towards the throw and take. A level with the edge of the Mineiro penalty box. It's played back out towards Arroyo Jr. His cross is a poor one. It's played out towards Casillera. And now's a counter-attack with a 2-on-1 here for the away side. Casillera sends it towards the left-hand side to bring in Romero into play. Goes down inside the penalty area, though, under the challenge. And the referee gives the goal kick. And it was an excellent opportunity. Casillera breaking free from the left-hand side. Tries to feed in Minda once again, the goal scorer. And the player who has plenty of confidence from giving his side the lead. Just tried to take on the last man of Keiki. Feigned to go to the right, drove towards the left. The leg was kept in there by Keiki. He didn't make any contact, though, with Minda. And Minda went down under the challenge. The angle became a little bit tighter. He probably should have tried to stay on his feet more than anything. The 22-year-old Ecuadorian attacking midfielder. And he will be rather frustrated. Macon having words with the referees. It is being checked by VAR, and the referee, Flavio Rodriguez, just having conversations with players on the pitch as well, as the referee just moves away from the crowd of players that are just gathering round him. The Cruzeiro captain just follows him round like a bad smell, Romero here. He won't leave the referee alone, who's just trying to find a bit of space to have a conversation with those in the VAR room. But for now, we wait once more to see if Atletico Mineiro inside this first half could have a potential penalty to make it 2-0. The referee was right next to the challenge. The leg was stuck out. It all depends on how much contact was really made on Minda. Minda went down rather easily. Should have stayed on his feet and tried to have a shot on the angle. But for a moment, it looks like it may be a VAR, and the referee has been called over to the screen, and Flavio Rodriguez, I think, is about to point to the penalty spot. Once the referee is called, it's very, very rare that they won't side with those in the VAR room. And on a night where two rivals meet, it's not a title race match whatsoever, but it can have huge implications in the league table early on in this season. It's just the 14th game of the league campaign. It could move Atletico Mineiro from 16th place, just above the relegation zone, into the top 11, which is the Copa Sudamerica places. And the referee, Flavio Rodriguez, has had a look at the monitor, and he's signalled that it is going to be a penalty. And Mineiro have the chance to double their lead halfway through the first half against their bitterest rivals. It was Minder who opened the scoring earlier on, the man who's won the penalty. And the referee, in his previous 3 encounters in this game, has given a red card and a penalty. Has added another penalty to that tally. And a game that always has a little bit of drama just provides a little bit more between these two sides. Minder went down under the challenge of Keiki. And it's undecided just yet who's going to step up and take this penalty against Costa. It is going to be Barbaran, the man to do the honours. Maicon, the Brazilian central midfielder, the left-footed player, against Costa in the goal, and it's going to be Maicon, left-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way, and Atletico Mineiro double the lead. He races off down the touchline, holding his hands to his ears to the home fans who are not making a single peep. It is those travelling fans in the corner that are making an absolute racket, and it's no surprise as Mineiro were given not too much of a hope at the start of this game, but from the penalty spot, and it's Maicon, the man who doubles the away side's advantage. It's Cruzeiro 0, Atletico Mineiro 2. And Maicon tucking the penalty, sending the keeper the wrong way. Confident under pressure in a game that really needs it more than anything. And 33 minutes, just over 10 minutes to go before half time. And it's Mineiro on their old stomping ground, leading once again against their bitterest rivals, and in a season that needs a bit of an upturn and an upswing. They're doing just that inside this game. It's the 3rd penalty that Cruzeiro have given away this season. All 3 have been dispatched. And for Atletico Mineiro, it's the first penalty that they've been given in the Brasileiro Batano season. And as it stands, it will be Atletico Mineiro who will be moving up into 11th place in the league, a jump of 5 places. They'll jump over Cruzeiro and go a point ahead of them in the table. It's still very, very tight in the league. Just 5 points separate 17th place and 7th in the table. Cruzeiro, if they were to win this game, could go into the top 8 of the table, into those Copa Sudamerica positions. But as it stands, it's those in black and white running rampage at the moment with Lodi getting himself down the left-hand channel, but it's great defending in the end between Moraes and Bruno, just to shove him off the ball and give the home side an opportunity to try and get the ball forward, but they sloppily give the ball away, and then a free kick goes against Mineiro, and the referee, I'm surprised, hasn't put the Mineiro man in the book for throwing the ball away. And it's rather lucky from Franco in the middle of the park. He just launched the ball out into the stands, and Cruzeiro, who won the last fixture that these two sides met, and it's given away in the middle of the park again towards Mineiro, and then the referee's going to have another decision to make as a foul's gone on Bernard, and it was Alonso once again just stepping up, straight into danger, and it was Romero, the captain, who just bullied off the Atletico Mineiro player and stopped the counter-attack. It was 3-on-2, and once again surprised that the referee hasn't brought out a yellow card. He brought one out for a simple challenge earlier on in the game. Boruan at the back, but Romero just avoiding a yellow card on that occasion. Less than 10 minutes to go then in the first half, and Cruzeiro won the game in the cup. Mineiro leading in the league by 2-0. The last time Mineiro did the double, when they will play each other again in the league in 5 months' time in October. Mineiro, the last two side to make a double over the opposition, winning 3-1 and 3-1 back in 2017. They won 3-2 and 2-1 in 2014. And then the 4 times before that, it was Cruzeiro in 2011, 08, 07 and 05, where they did the double over their nearest rivals, between Mineiro doing it in 2004 without Cruzeiro scoring, and that's the only time over the last 25 years that one of these sides had stopped the other scoring in both games. Cruzeiro dominate when it comes to excellent results against Mineiro. 7 wins in a row they've done between November 1964 and February 1966, and again between April 2008 and April 2009. They can play each other quite a lot of times during a calendar year, 5, 6, up to 7 times, depending on how many times they meet in regional competitions, as well as the 2 occasions in the Serie A table. In the Serie A season, I should say. Mineiro, who were founded in 1908, making them the older of the 2 Belo Horizonte giants, known as Gallo the Rooster. And their identity is built around noise, defiance and fight as well, leading 2-0 against their rivals, who were founded 13 years after in 1921 as Palestra Italia. During the Second World War, Brazil banned symbols linked to Axis powers, and in 1942 the club became Cruzeiro, inspired by the Southern Cross constellation. One of Brazil's most decorated clubs, with 2 Copa Libertadores titles, 4 Brazilian Serie A titles, 6 Copa do Brasil titles as well, and that famous domestic treble back in 2003. For Mineiro, their major honours include the 2013 Copa Libertadores, the Serie A titles in 1971 and 2021, the Copa do Brasil wins in 2014 and 2021, and that 2022 Super Copa do Brasil. But that 2021 season was a modern golden year for the club, bringing that league and cup double. But both of these 2 sides, 14 games into this league season, are finding themselves in and around the lower half of mid-table, which is not really where they want to be, but it is rather tight in the league at the moment. And a win can really push you up, as the home side forced into an early change in the first half, with Moraes making his way off, and the manager has seen enough here. On comes Villarreal in that right back role instead for the home side. The young Colombian striker finding a little bit of cover here, but he's getting himself involved early doors. Down the right hand side is Arroyo. There's going to be a changing formation as well. 4 inside the area. A long range effort comes in, but it's straight at Everson in the goal, and the home side finally getting a shot away to try and test Everson in the goal down away to our right hand side. But the goalkeeper, who was down for a few minutes earlier on in this half, was getting across his goal line ever so well and holding on to it and cradling it like a mother cradles a newborn child, and just slows the game down. With less than 5 minutes to go then before half time, it's still Mineiro who lead by 2-0. Cruzeiro already making the change and maybe planning to make a second change as well inside this first half, as they're just not really getting the ball forward and putting pressure on this Mineiro side. And Arthur Jorge having to respond to the fans who are making plenty of noise, those in blue and white in the stands, and they're attacking to the side where their fans are, predominantly occupying away to the right, as Maicon just puts the ball out of play, and it'll be a corner to the home side on the far side of the pitch. Atletico Paranaense and Grêmio have just kicked off for the second half there, 0-0 from the first half. And can Cruzeiro find something right at the end of this first half to give them a little bit of hope going into the second period of this game? But standing over the ball over on the far side is Gearson. There's two lurking on the edge of the area. One goes short. Gearson leaves it instead for the left back of Keikis. The ball comes in, and then the knockdown on the edge of the 6-yard box from Jonathan goes closer towards the near touchline, and it's cleared away by Mineiro. Casillero's first touch is a poor one, just drives him back inside his own half and gives it away again. And now Cruzeiro going to try and attack through the middle, but good defensive work out the back between Leacon, Alonso and Ruan just to stop the pressure. And now over on the far side is Mineiro just trying to break free. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go at the end of this first half, and Nathaniel winning the throw-in as well for the away side. As Bernard just tried to clear the ball for a moment. Atletico heritage is Bernard, the Belo Horizonte-born club developed 2013 winner of the Libertadores. The ex-Shakhtar, ex-Everton player back home and back creating as well here in Belo Horizonte. It's nights like tonight are the moment that he really craved coming back to this club, as Lodi has the ball down the left-hand side, tries to find the return pass in from Maicon, but can't quite stretch to reach in out for a goal kick. So we'll find out in a moment or so how much time will be added at the end of the first half here. But it is Atletico Mineiro who have enjoyed this first half far more, but is Cruzeiro attacking down the left-hand side. Cut out in the middle by an excellent tackle by Maicon. Out on the far side again for a throw-in. And Leacon trying to appeal for it alongside Nathaniel, but it will go the way of those in black and white, who will be able to make their way up the field over on that far side of the pitch. And the momentum and the tempo has been fully set by the away side, who've shown plenty of signs of spirit in this game. They won't let that final defeat to Cruzeiro a few weeks ago dampen their spirits too much if they can get one over their biggest rivals this evening as well. As a long ball goes forward, but Lodi's there to meet it. Sends it down the left-hand side, but it's picked up again by the captain Romero. Space just starts to open up a little bit more centrally, so he finds the pass in towards Gearson, who looks up and finds the little captain Romero once again. Continues it over towards the left-hand side in towards Jonathan. Finds Christian, who tries to get a cross in towards the box, looking for Jorge inside the area, but it's cleared back out and now over towards this near right-hand side with Arujo. He's trying to attack down the right, can't quite get his cross in towards the area, comes back out towards the edge of the box, and the snapshot comes in and it's blocked and goes out for a corner kick on this near side. And Cruzeiro trying to find something at the end of this first half. There'll be a couple of minutes added on in this game as we just await again the fourth official on the near side to put up how many minutes will be added on at the end of the first 45 minutes. Paranaense are down to 10 men against Grêmio in that game. Esquivel was sent off just towards the end of the first half, and Cruzeiro having a shot from the edge of the area. It goes well over the top of the bar. It was high, wide, and not very handsome from the home side. And here at the Estadio Governador Magalhães Pinto, it is the away side who occupied this ground for 58 years until these two sides went their separate ways in 2023. Are back once more and causing trouble once again. A few minutes were added by the referee for the penalty check for the injury as well to Evanson. But it's Atletico Mineiro just slowing the game down over on the far side as they have a throw in 5 yards off the edge of the Cruzeiro penalty area. But it's a wonderful first half that this has been. Minder and Maicon with the goals that separate these two sides. Going into the break as it stands, but it's 7 minutes that were added on, of which we have played 2 minutes of the 7 added on. But it's Mineiro again, just holding the ball up over on the far side, losing out though on the throw, and away they'll come the home side with Keiki. Tries to find Romero in the middle. The pass is just a little bit behind him as it is towards Pereira, who goes down under the challenge from Franco. And Franco, who hasn't been too involved in the game this evening so far, does find himself into the referee's book, and the second yellow card of the evening for the home side. For the away side, the home side going unscathed as a cross from Arroyo goes well over the top of the bar. It was an excellent attempt if you've ever watched Irish hurling. They play with the football at least. They bring an extra point on the board in GAA over in the British Isles. With 3 minutes played of the 7 added on. It was the Everson injury that he sustained with a bit of a coming together with his head earlier in the game, as well as the penalty check and the offside for Minder's goal that took place. VAR has been involved a few times in this game, awarding the goal and awarding a penalty as well. But so far the chaos that we saw at the end of the last minutes between these two sides hasn't been there just yet. It's been quite a clean affair between both of these two sides, as we're halfway into stoppage time at the end of this first half, and those in blue are really just ready for half time and to try and restart themselves. The fans going for a half time libation here, just short of 62,000 inside this ground. It's those in black and white who are the happier so far in this game. As a free kick goes to Cruzeiro just inside their own half. It's Gerson who comes across to try and take it quickly, just pushes Romero out of the way and sends him down the right hand side. Played in towards Arroyo, whose cross earlier on wasn't the best, so instead decides to go a little bit more central towards Pereira, just trying to move it across towards the left hand side, but he's just asking for a little bit more support. Finds Christian, who takes it on to his right and lays it back in towards Pereira once again, who this time changes and switches up towards the right hand side, but his cross is intercepted as he was looking for the run of Romero. And it was good work at the back from Lodi once again, who's been all across this pitch inside the opening 45 minutes. Just 2.5 minutes then to play in the first half, as the referee's going to give a red card to someone on the bench. He's had enough. He's had enough of somebody on the bench inside the Mineiro dugout, or I think it's the Mineiro dugout on this near side, and the referee issues the first red card of the afternoon to one of those staff members on the bench, and we'll get confirmation in a moment of who that is, as Jorge just puts it out of play as he tries to work it down the right hand side and wins a corner kick for those in blue. And with less than 2 minutes to go of stoppage time, it's all hands on deck for those in black and white, trying to get to half time and see this 2-0 lead go with them into the break. But it's going to be a corner from the near side. Whipped in the 7 inside the box for those in blue. Sent towards the far side of the box. And he just couldn't quite find the runner. Jonathan coming into the box there. Gearson, and goes all the way out for a goal kick. And that's really poor in the circumstances. And it was, someone on the bench who came onto the pitch to give the ball to the Cruzeiro player. And the referee wasn't having any of it. He's also saying to Everson to get on with the game. He doesn't want to find himself in the referee's book, and Flavio Rodrigues de Souza is certainly asserting his authority in this contest. He had to do that. I think he's having a good game so far. He could maybe have booked a Cruzeiro player earlier on as well. Romero getting away with one coming into the back of a Mineiro man, but it's the home side trying to find a way back into this game late on. 30 seconds of stoppage time, the 7 minutes added on to go as a ball towards the far right hand side to bring Nathaniel into play. He'll take it back toward the edge of his own area towards Ruan, who retreats again back towards his goalkeeper Everson, who will take his time to get the ball forward, eventually launches it towards the halfway line. The 7 minutes of stoppage time have been played in this first half. All eyes on the referee, who takes one look at his watch. He's in no room to move, the referee, and he gives the signal for the end of the first half. And it's those in black and white here in Belo Horizonte that are far happier at the break. The blue fans boo as the sides go into the half-time interval, and it started ever so well for the away side, who just looked to control this game. And then on the 12th minute, it was Alan Minder who poked home from 6 yards out after wonderful work down the left-hand side between Lodi and Bernard. Then it was Minder who went from goal scorer to penalty winner as well. Went down under the challenge from Kaiki, who was the last man. Avoided him getting himself sent off, but it took a few minutes of VAR to look at it, and the referee Flavio Rodrigues de Souza to come across and have a look. But in the end, the decision went the away side's way, and up stepped Maicon, who tucked it home to send the goalkeeper Costa the wrong way and to double Atletico Mineiro's advantage. They haven't had this sort of lead over their nearest rivals for quite some time, particularly at half-time. But here in Belo Horizonte is Cruzeiro 0, Atletico Mineiro 2. Good afternoon, good evening, I should say, all, and welcome back to Belo Horizonte between these two rivals as we are almost back underway for the second half. The away side kept Cruzeiro waiting to come out for the second half, but it is those in black that will get us underway in a moment. It's 8 minutes past the hour here in Brazil, and it's the away side who lead by 2-0, about to get us underway, going from left to right in this second half, and we are underway for the second 45 minutes of this game. I'll keep you up to date as well with the other score going into the final stages. 17 minutes to play between Atletico Paranaense and Grêmio is 0-0 there. But the 2 goals inside the first half from Minde and Maicon is what separates these two sides. No change at half-time for either of the teams, so Costa is in goal for Cruzeiro. Villarreal coming on from a raise inside the first half, links up in the back line with Bruno, Jonathan and Kaiki. Gerson and Romero are the two that will sit just in front of that back four. Villarreal, though, will likely play much higher up the pitch. Arroyo Jr., Pereira and Christian sit behind Jorge up front. And for Mineiro, Everson in goal. Ruan on a yellow card from the first half alongside Liaco and Alonso in the back line. Nathaniel Franco also on a booking. Maicon and Lodi, the 4 in the midfield, sitting behind Bernard and Minde, who are also just behind Cassiera, looking for his first goal for his club since arriving. The last time that Mineiro were leading by 2-0 against Cruzeiro was back in April 2024, where they won by 3-0. And the last time they led 2-0 at half-time in this stadium, whilst being the away side, was back in July 2007, 36 away games ago, when Mineiro had this level of an advantage. They won 3-0 that day. They felt like a much better side at the time. Cruzeiro were about to go on their excellent 7-game winning run against their biggest rivals, and in the first half Mineiro might have scored 2, but they had less than 30% possession. So Cruzeiro will hope to use that in this second half to really play fiddle with that age-old saying of a game of 2 halves, as the tackle goes in on the near side against Gearson, but the referee allowing play to continue and Mineiro to bring the ball out. They're just trying to hover it down the right-hand side, halfway inside the Cruzeiro half. Another excellent tackle does go in on this occasion, but the throw-in goes Nathaniel's way. He went bomb overhead for a moment as the tackle came in on this near side by Gearson. But it was good defending in the end, but the throw-in does go to the away side. Nathaniel again taken out off the ball, and the referee happy to play advantage. Brought towards the edge of the area in by Franco, linking up nicely with Minde. Continues it over towards the left-hand side. Space just running out of touch for a moment for the away team, but still on the ball down the left-hand channel. Back with Minde on the ball. There's 2 inside the box. One is Lodi. Finds him on his right-hand side. Goes for goal. He takes a deflection on the way through and out for a corner kick. And Minde, who caused trouble in the first half with his goal and his penalty assist, putting on a bit more of an attacking intent as well in the second half, and they only had 2 shots on target in the first half. Mineiro both found the back of the net. Cruzeiro having 7 shots to Mineiro's 3, but only managed to test the goalkeeper once. But it's those in black and white testing Costa at the start of this second half as the ball goes in from the corner towards the near post, but it's headed out nicely towards Romero on the corner of the area, and he just sends it forward in hope more than expectation into the Mineiro half, away to the left-hand side as the goalkeeper Everson's being closed down quickly by Jorge and Pereira, but he sends a lovely ball towards Minde on the left-hand side. Has his pocket picked though by Villarreal, who's now going to make his move up that left-hand side. The space, and Arujo Jr. a little bit more central. Decides to go out towards the right-hand side, towards Gearson instead. Cross comes in towards the box, but it comes off the first man, and Liaco just sends it out towards the far side, and now Miñero will come away with the ball. Sending it in towards Casillera, just inside his own half, and holds on to it really nicely and moves it down towards his near right-hand side. There's no options through going forward, though, for Nathaniel, and he'll have to come back in towards his own half, and finds Franco on the ball. Turns his man and links up again with Nathaniel on his near left-hand side, who goes down under a very soft challenge, but the referee, Flavio Rodriguez, not buying it, and the throw-in goes Kaiki and Cruzeiro's way in this second half. But it's those in blue on the ball. 6 minutes gone in the second period of this game over in America. Into Miami with 3-1 up. It's now 3-3 in the game at Orlando City. Atlanta beating Montreal with 20 minutes to go by 3-1. Minnesota turn it around against Columbus Crew 3-2 on the road there with 15 minutes to go. New England against Charlotte, and Philadelphia against Nashville, both 0-0. Dallas beating New York Red Bulls on the road by 1-0, and in a game that kicked off just 35 minutes ago, Chicago Fire and Cincinnati also already had 4 goals, 2-2 in that game, and in a game that doesn't live up to the same expectation, Houston Dynamo and Colorado Rapids is 0-0, as is Atletico Paranaense and Gremio with 12 minutes to go in that contest over in the Primera Division in the Apertura of the Argentinian League. Club Atlético Platense and Estudiantes de La Plata is 0-0 at half-time. In the Mexican Clausura playoff, Tigres and Guadalajara kicked off 10 minutes ago, 0-0 in that league. And in the Serie B, Goiás, who were leading at half-time by 1-0, now find themselves 3-1 down against Fortaleza on the road there. Fortaleza sitting top of the league with those 3 points, going on to 14 points. 4 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat after 7 games. It's a really tight league, just 7 points separating first and 17th. These Goiás had managed to find that win that they had at half-time. They would have gone into 9th place while they're currently sat in the relegation zone, but for the time being, it'll be Fortaleza occupying that spot at the top, and Goiás sitting in that final relegation spot. 2 sides yet to get a win. CRB in America, MG in that game as well. But here and on the right hand side, it's Cruzeiro and Villarreal trying to make his way forward, but can't get the control on it. It's just cleared out for a throw in on this near side by Gearson to those in blue, and it's by Bernard, for those in blue, and Gearson takes the throw quickly down towards the near left-hand side, brings it in towards Kaiki, gets a lovely ball in, and what a clearance that is towards the far side. Still in play, though, for those in blue. Shot comes in from the edge of the area, and it's cleared out, and the referee will come across, and he allows play to continue. I thought he was going to stop it for a moment. Kaiki finds the overlap down the right-hand side in towards Gearson. Can't quite find the cross. Romero picks up the loose ball 5 yards off the edge of the area. Calling for it is Gearson on the left-hand side, but deciding to go the other way is Bruno instead. Tries to turn his man and work it towards the left-hand side, but just runs into traffic, and those in black and white will be able to come away with the ball rather comfortably as they'll move it across towards the left-hand side in towards Lodi. Just holds up possession and allows a few extra black and white players to come into the game here. Back with Franco in the middle of the park. Sends it towards the left corner of the area to return it back towards Lodi, who just couldn't quite get his feet right, and Bruno is there behind him to just clear the ball in towards the centre of the pitch towards Pereira. Knocks it down nicely towards Gearson on the right-hand side, striding forward with plenty of pace and ambition, lurking it out towards Arojo on the right-hand side, back towards the edge of the area in towards Christian, who tried to go for goal, but again blocked by the first man. An excellent tackle coming across from Miñero, and they'll also win a free kick over on the far side, and it's Bruno who goes into Bernard, who goes down fairly easily. The experienced Miñero man, and Bruno taking exception to Bernard going down rather easily. It has a few words in the face of the centre of the right winger. And Cruzeiro's unbeaten run at home in the league, 6 games, looking threatened at the moment. 10 minutes into the second half, 35 to play in this game. Cruzeiro come into this with better rhythm, the home ground, and the recent derby wound reopened in their favour. But Atletico arrived lower in the table, short on away form. But this is a derby, and form only matters until that first tackle. And then we slowly found out that it's Mineiro who are controlling this game despite not having much possession at all. They're giving the ball away on the near side and are coming together once again. This time between Liacon and Kaiki on the near side, and it's going to be Liacon who finds himself the third man going into the book for Mineiro, and the referee will also bring it out for a late challenge as well. And it was Liacon who just stepped on top of Christian after the challenge, and both of them will find the way into the referee's notepad. Liacon was furious when the yellow card was brandished to him, just explaining that the player had just kicked the ball away deep into the Mineiro half, but I'm not too sure that has too much of an effect on the game. If anything, it is an improvement, and it's better for those in black and white to just slow the game down. The free kick will go Cruzeiro's way, though, and it'll be Gerson who gets us back underway and sends it towards the far right hand side towards Bruno, just inside the Mineiro half over on the far side of the pitch. Over in Mexico, Guadalajara score against Tigres and lead by a 1-0 in the Clausura playoff. What is a huge game over in Mexico. Still 6 minutes to go between Paranense and Gremio, 0-0 between those two sides, both trying to pick up a couple of extra points as we're getting closer to halfway into this league stage. As Cruzeiro lose out, and Mineiro just put the ball through, looking to try and find the rudder. And Casillera over the top, but it's dealt with at the back just about by Jonathan, but out for a throw in 15 yards inside the home side's half over on the far side of the pitch. And any time they do start to just get themselves into the game, the home side, they make a silly pass. Mineiro then try and just catch them on the counter over the top. And then they find themselves back to the wall for a moment. So the long ball tries to switch it from left to right, but it's just given straight in towards Kaiki, who can now stride forward down the left-hand side for the home side, who are still trying to find a way back into this game. 60 minutes on the clock, the final third of this game, and it's given away towards Nathaniel again down the right-hand side, just charging down the channel, but held up by Keiki in the first instance. Brought back in towards Nathaniel, who again sends it a little bit more central. Now he's retrieved the ball again and will continue to stride in towards the middle, and almost gave the ball straight to a very grateful player in blue in the middle of the park. Managed to find Alonso in the end with his pass, and it was almost an absolute gift at the back, and it's what those in black and white certainly don't want to do, is give those in blue an opportunity to threaten their goal. But it is those in blue just trying to ask questions of the defence, progressing up the pitch down the left-hand side, probing the flanks and just trying to stretch the defence, with Romero now moving it across towards the right-hand side. Links in with his defensive midfield partner of Gerson, but much higher up the pitch on the edge of the area. The tackle goes in on the edge of the box, and those in blue in the stands thought it was a free kick, but the referee happy to allow play to go on. But it's inside their own half again, with Kaiki, who just gets it straight down the right-hand side. And even with 30 minutes to play in this game, those in black and white are sitting deep inside their own box. And coming again down the right-hand side is Gerson. Can't quite get his cross past the first man and comes back out for a second bite at the cherry. Decides this time to lay it in towards Arujo, who follows it round the right towards Villarreal, who can't get his cross in, but this time it was blocked by Ruan. and by Maicon getting across, and it will be a corner kick to Cruzeiro. And it will be their 5th of the evening. So it'll be their 4th corner kick of the evening as it's sent in towards the near post, but headed away. Comes back out on the half volley, and it's a pretty poor snapshot, and the referee, after a few protestations from those in blue, has pointed for a goal kick, and it will allow Everson and Atletico Mineiro some time to just have a bit of a breather and to reset themselves in Orlando City from 3-1 down against Lionel Messi's Inter Miami. Have turned it around. In fact, they were 3-0 down after 33 minutes. A hat-trick by Ojeda, and then a 93rd minute winner from Spicer gives Orlando City what appears to be a 4-3 win against a fellow side in the same state. Inter Miami. Atlanta still leading by 3-1 against Montreal. Same as you were between Minnesota and Columbus Crew, and New England Charlotte's 0-0. Dallas still leading by goal to nil against Red Bull. Nashville still 0-0 away at Philadelphia Union. Chicago Fire and Cincinnati come up to halftime 2-2. Houston Dynamo still 0-0 with 3 minutes to go. Atletico Paranaense and Grêmio is still 0-0 between those two sides. Paranaense currently occupying 5th place. If they can find a late goal, they would move themselves up above Sao Paulo into the top 4, and for Grêmio, a goal for them would send them into 7th place in the table from 12th, as the home side will blink in this second half as well. The captain Romero makes his way off for Bruno as they go for another attacking option, and then Christian, also on a booking, makes his way off on the near side. But it's Bruno Rodriguez, the man who will come on for Romero up front to try and offer something else for those in blue as this game starts to go into the latter stages. But as time goes on, it's been the perfect fixture for those in black and white. Wanderson was the man who came on, for Christiansen moments ago, and it's those in blue trying to attack down the right-hand side. The poor cross, though, in towards the box just allows Mineiro to come away with the ball, and then racing free, straight down the middle, skipping past one and skipping past two, but not able to get past Wanderson, who just sticks his foot out, the 30-year-old who's got plenty of experience on the wing. He normally comes on when Cruzeiro want to attack, to offer some fresh legs and direct running, but on that occasion he's doing the defensive duties as well. In the heart of the defence, over on the right hand side now with Pereira, who's been pushed a little bit further wide, tries to take it onto his left on the right corner of the area, he puts the cross in and he's just begging to be touched. It's Araujo Jr. who was there at the far post. Everson comes across, and then a little bit of a coming together between himself and Araujo, who just completely missed the ball. He gave Leacon a bit of a bump in the back as well. Sorry, Nathaniel, a little bit of a bump in the back after completely missing the ball. He went for the scissor kick. He then couldn't quite handle the embarrassment of it, and Everson was there trying to give his right winger a fist bump, doing so in the face of Araujo. Who for the time being can't quite put pressure on Everson in the goal, and the referee is going to have a few words here, and he will bring out a yellow card as well. And he's just making his way over, having a word with a couple of players in the middle. Gerson is one. I think it's Everson, the man that has found himself into the book for delaying the restart following the goal kick, and wasn't actually. We've just seen, excuse me, the replay here, and it was actually Arroyo who was baited into it by Everson in the goal. And it's Arroyo Jr. who just missed an excellent opportunity, who finds himself now in the referee's book. As we go into the final 25 minutes of the game, it's in stoppage time between Paranaense and Grêmio. Still 0-0 there in that game, as the three changes now been made for the home side. Forced into a change, Villarreal coming on inside the first half, the Colombian for the right back Moraes. And then Christiansen and Romero, the captain, both coming off in this second half. Araujo tries to get down the left-hand side, but he can't put pressure on Everson once again. Inside the box, and let's go Mineiro. We'll just see it out for a goal kick as time goes now into those in black and white's favour. Everson will take his time to get this game back underway, as the Cruzeiro manager looks on in frustration here. Arthur Jorge hoping to get one over Eduardo Dominguez, and a tackle goes in from Araujo in the middle. He's gone in late and he's just been booked, and now he's being sent off as well, and it goes from bad to worse for the home side this evening. Cruzeiro now find themselves down to 10 men. Araujo, who just went into the referee's book moments ago for being baited by Everson, he gave the goalkeeper a push, and now he's come into a very late tackle inside the Atletico half. He was just pulling down the Mineiro man, Lodi, who got hold of the ball. He's trying to protest his innocence, but the second yellow card has come out, and Araujo has seen red, and the young 21-year-old Ecuadorian winger has not helped his side at all this evening in the derby. And when these sides meet, there tends to be a red card. 4 red cards, or 4 of the last 5 games, have seen a player sent off when these two sides have met. Araujo Jr. cannot believe it. He has to go off on this near side. He's frustrated with himself. Mendet makes his way off in the process as well for the away side, replaced by Renier. But it's Araujo Jr. kicking the stands as he goes down, screaming into his hands. He can't believe what he's done for his side, and neither can the fans as well. Renier, the man who's on the pitch for the away side, the 24-year-old Brazilian, who comes on for the man who got the opener and set up the penalty, as Mineiro get the game back underway with the free kick and send it immediately down the left-hand side. Given away though, Cruzeiro, who are down to 10 men now, still trying to potentially find a way back through. It's over on that right-hand side with Jorge stretching his legs, 2 trying to get in towards the box. Gearson is one, and Bruno is another. Back out towards Gearson on the edge of the area, lines up a strike, but it's blocked again by the first man. And Mineiro able to just come away with the ball, but can't be kept in on this near side, and 10 yards into the Mineiro half. And Cruzeiro have a throw, and as it's taken quickly, and it will be a free kick, and Casillero will now go into the referee's book as well. The 4th player for those in black and white to go into the referee's book this evening. The cards are starting to flow. And 2 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes for Araujo. Firstly for arguing the referee, and then for committing the foul. And he's given his side a real upward task. They've got a corner, though, on this near side. Take it quickly and trying to get the cross in towards the box, but it's blocked by the first man. Comes back out again in towards Pereira. Tries to get it in towards Gearson, who tries to put the cross in towards the box, but it's blocked on this near side by Wanderson. And it gets towards the halfway line. There's nobody there for anyone in black and white. But for those in blue, still on the ball and trying to stride down the left-hand side. Into stoppage time, it continues to go between Paranese and Gremio, and it's actually finished late on. A red card went to Gremio as well. Both those sides finished with 10 men, and it finishes all square as well, with Paranese remaining 5th in the table, able to go level on points with Sao Paulo, but not above them on goal difference. Bahia behind them have 2 games in hand, and for Gremio, well, they do move up a place above Vasco da Gama, but only into 12th, and as it stands behind Atletico Mineiro, who will go above them on head-to-head fixtures. Cruzeiro occupying 14th at the moment, 2 points off the relegation zone. Atletico Mineiro occupy the place just above the drop zone before the start of today, and they're about to move into the Copa Sudamericana positions as well. He's with Nathaniel on this near right-hand side, trying to stretch his legs down the right-hand channel as he's on the charge. Just runs into a little bit of traffic, though, with defensive work from Bruno forcing him a little bit more central, just inside his own half, and ships it across towards the left-hand side in towards Alonso. Tries to cross a nice one in towards the box, and it's 3-0. And Mineiro had another, and it's Cassiera with his first goal for the club since arriving in the winter months. He's been waiting, and it's his 11th appearance for Atletico Mineiro. They were about to bring on the subs, but there's no reason to now. And what a day this is turning out to be for those in black and white on their old home turf against their biggest rivals, leading now by 3-0. Cruzeiro down to 10 men. Cassiera on the score sheet, and it was a beautiful ball in from the left-hand side from the Lodi cross, and it was a tidy diving header down to the bottom left of Costa's goal. The goalkeeper could just stand and watch as Cassiera peeled off his man and just knocked it down past the keeper, and it's going to be a comfortable night for Mineiro in the end. Cruzeiro may have dominated the first half in the possession stats, but it's Mineiro dominating where it matters on the scoreboard, and they're climbing themselves up into those continental places. The referee bringing out his yellow card once again on the near side. But it's Cassiera with a delightful finish. It was well worked from right to left, and then the ball into the box on a button for Cassiera just to dive down in front of him and get his first goal for the club. The 29-year-old Colombian striker. He's recently playing in the Russian leagues and finally gets a goal as a late challenge goes in. There's a bit of a coming together between the players and those Cruzeiro players. Not happy at the moment with how things are going, and they're showing their frustration. It was a late challenge on the Atletico Mineiro man by Pereira in the middle of the park, and the referee bringing out a yellow card for Pereira, the new captain, for the initial challenge. And he's actually going to come across and have a look at the VAR screen as well, and it could well be bad to worse here. We could be about to see a second red card for Cruzeiro in this game. They've had a penalty go against them, and now a potential red. It was a challenge that just came in from the far side. The referee's looking at triple the speed here. They have to slow it down. I don't think this really warrants a red card at all, this challenge. The first foot came in, the second foot tried to clear the ball, Instead, he's taken out the man. He hasn't gone off the ground, but the referee has made his decision after looking at the challenge. And he makes his way back across the pitch. And the yellow card has been rescinded. The red card has been pulled out. And Cruzeiro are down to 9 men in the derby game. And it's going from bad to worse here in this contest. And it looks to be Kaiki, the man who has been sent off. Apologies, I thought it was Pereira earlier on, but it's Kaiki, the man who's now been sent off. And the 23-year-old Brazilian left-back saying he just stepped across his man. I think it is a rather harsh red card, to be honest with you. The referee didn't take too much convincing. But Kaiki came across late, stepped across his man. His first foot got between the player and the ball. The second just taking out Nathaniel. It was shin-to-shin contact more than anything. He's tried to go through the ball to clear it. He has taken a bit of the man out with him, but the studs didn't go into the player. It was just a little bit reckless, and the force has come through, which has probably given the referee, Flavio Rodriguez, an easier decision to make. And it's a straight red card for the left back. And it's 9 men now that Cruzeiro have to see out the final 12.5 minutes with. And it's going from bad to worse for those in blue. Some fans starting to leave already. Credit to them for staying in this game, but it is going to be exceptionally hard for them to find a way back into this one. Atletico Mineiro getting revenge for the defeat a few weeks ago in the Regional Cup final. And now they're just passing it between themselves in a game that always sees plenty of cards. 34 red cards have been issued in this game since 2014, albeit 23 of those came in one game just a few weeks ago that we've mentioned quite a few times. But countless amounts of the games between these two sides offer multiple red cards, but 2 going for the same side. It's certainly not what Cruzeiro wants to be. 4 of the last 5 games between these sides have seen at least 1 red card. And then 2 on the evening. There's 2 changes that are going to be made. Gerson making his way off the pitch for João Marcelo, and Pereira also coming off the pitch as well for the home side. And on comes João Marcelo and the substitute as well, which I will confirm in a moment. But there has now been a 3rd red card in the game, and it's a second booking for Liacon. Lionco at the back. The referee and the team now furious with each other. Liacon trying to protest, but now there's a few scuffles between the Mineiro players as well, coming across to have a go at Liacon. They'd won this game by 3-0. It was as comfortable as you like with 10 minutes to go, but Liacon has just given a little bit of an advantage back to Cruzeiro. A 3rd red card. Exceptional second half in this game. Lianco just came across. Bruno rather abruptly just tried to put his foot through the ball, unnecessary whatsoever, and he just followed through and taken out his man. And Bruno goes down in a heap on the near side, holding his chin. I don't think the foot went that high, and there was a coming together between Liacon and between Lodi, who was furious with the centre-half's decision there. They've now got it all to do. They've still got it all to do, Cruzeiro, but 10 against 9 gives them a little bit more hope. But 3 yellow cards this evening. They continue to mount between these two sides. It won't quite reach the 23 the last time they did meet, but we're on 3 already this evening, and just 20 players. And just 19 players remain on the pitch with 10 minutes to play here in Belo Horizonte between these two rival sides. And it's those types of games with unnecessary tackles from Leon Coe. Just came in, put his foot through the ball and through the player. And Bruno, who I don't think's done too much wrong on this near side to cause Leacon that much trouble, but when you're already on a yellow card, it's such a silly tackle to make. But in what has been another very hectic game, it is the away side who just want to offer a little bit of hope to those in blue. The home side still having just short of 70% possession despite being 3 goals down, and also down to 9 men on the pitch as well. They've had 11 shots to Atletico Mineiro's 6. Well, both goalkeepers saving just one. The Cruzeiro keeper in Costa has just been able to watch the 3 shots go straight past him. In the Primera Division, the Estudiantes lead by 1-0 against Club Atlético Platense. Guadalajara still lead against Tigres by 1-0 as well. And another late kickoff between San Diego and LAFC started just 4 minutes ago. 0-0 in that game. And Houston Dynamo and Colorado Rapids 0-0 at half-time. And Chicago Fire FC Cincinnati just kicked off for the second half, 2-2 there. But here, with 9 minutes, less than 9 minutes to play, 8 minutes in fact, it's Cruzeiro on the ball, but they are running out of time to be able to do anything. Despite the fact that Mineiro are down to 10 men, the Cruzeiro fans still making plenty of noise. They've got the phones out with the torches trying to cheer on their home side in this game, but it is those in black and white who are enjoying the end of this contest far, far more. Lead by 3-0. That was the scoreline that they won by back in 2007 when the last time they led at this ground by 2-0 as the away side. 36 away games ago. 2-0 at half-time, winning that by 3-0. They won 3-0 the last time they led by 2-0 here against Cruzeiro. They won that one 3-0 as well. They're going to make 2 more changes late on in this game. All those in black and white as Eduardo Dominguez will enjoy this game far more than any other game that he may have taken part in. Pescini has made his way on as well for Bernard moments ago, and Matthias Henrique also on the pitch for the home side as another yellow card comes out for the referee for another late challenge. Alonso, who came across his man, goes into the referee's book, and the cards have been flowing here, but the referee is being asked by Gayo Jorge. There was a potential punch inside the box, and the referee will have a look at this one. And I think he's also pointed to the spot as well, as it was just inside the penalty area, and it was a very poor challenge from Alonso inside the box. I thought it was just outside and thought it might have been a free kick, but Cruzeiro have an opportunity to try and pull one back here from the penalty spot. The second penalty of the evening in what has been a frantic game This referee before tonight has taken 3 games in charge of these two sides with 1 red card and 1 penalty in those 3 games. Well, tonight added another 2 penalties and 2 red cards. It was Alonso who just came across his man as the ball was floated over by Bruno straight in towards the keeper. And Alonso came across, took out his man who was going nowhere near the ball. And the referee is happy to point to the spot with 5 minutes to go. And it's an opportunity for Cruzeiro to at least get a goal back in this game. And Cruzeiro this season, when they have taken penalties, just the one to their name, they've scored that penalty for Atletico Mineiro. The first penalty they've given away as Everson just takes his time to get back onto his goal line. Is going to be Jorge, the man who will step up for this penalty for the home side. He scored 2 goals in the league in the opening 13 games this season. But Jorge, right-footed against Everson with just 4 minutes to go in this game. The referee makes his way to his spot on the left-hand side, blows his whistle. Jorge steps up, right-footed, and he sends the keeper down to his bottom right, but he can't keep it out. And Cruzeiro have a way back in, and the fans are bouncing in the stands. It may not be their night, but they've got a consolation goal. It's Cruzeiro 1, Atletico Mineiro 3, and it's Jorge with his 3rd league goal of the season. The keeper, Everson, guessed right. But into the bottom right-hand corner. To pull one back for Cruzeiro, it's Cruzeiro 1, Mineiro 3, and with just 2.5 minutes to play plus time added on, of which there will be a couple of minutes added on at the end of this game. Can the 9 men of Cruzeiro find another way back in against the 10-man Atletico Mineiro? And all of a sudden, those fans in black and white up in the stands, high in the stands, are just starting to get a little bit nervous that this might not be as comfortable as they would have hoped. They're making a couple more changes here, Mineiro, but they're now going to change their minds as well. The 4th official had the board up, but all of a sudden he's getting frantic on the touchline as a few extra changes are being made. The game's back underway before the changes have been made for Mineiro as well. The referee couldn't be bothered to wait. Preciado and Campos are the 2 waiting on the touchline. The 27-year-old Ecuadorian and the young 19-year-old Brazilian academy product. But the referee wanted to get the game back underway as Mineiro just trying to slow the game down as much as they can. There's 2 minutes to play, plus time to be added on, and now the changes will be made, and it's Casiera who will make his way off for Cao Campos. And it'll be the other goal scorer, Macon Barbaran, who will make his way off for Preciado. The Ecuadorian international right back, the direct aggressive runner, makes his way on. Time is in their favour. It all depends on how much time is going to be added on at the end of this game. You've got 90 seconds to find out before that decision is made. It's the substitute on the near side, Preciado, and Campos trying to bring the ball down, and it'll be Campos who manages to do that and wins a free kick as well. San Diego beating LAFC 12 minutes into that game there, but with less than 60 seconds to go before we go into stoppage time here. The 10 men of Mineiro lead against the 9 men of Cruzeiro here in Belo Horizonte, at this wonderful ground that hosted World Cup games back in 2014. In fact, I remember coming here and watching an England game during that World Cup. It wasn't really an enjoyable tournament for England, but the tournament itself was one of the greatest tournaments you'll ever go to. been on Copacabana Beach when Chile, the night before Chile played Spain with over 1 million people on the beach, was simply exceptional. That was the day where Chilean men would say you could walk into Chile and all you will find is all the wives and mothers waiting for all the men to come back from the tournament, and quite a lot of those wives and mothers were also in Brazil during that World Cup as well. I don't think there was too many people in Chile during that tournament when Chile had an exceptional period of a good run. Estudiantes lead by 2-0 against Platense over in the Primera Division in Argentina, but we're into stoppage time at the end of this game as we just wait to see how much time will be added on the near side by the fourth official. But it's Cruzeiro striding forward on the right hand side, taking the time to try and get it forward. They've got to be a little bit more, show a little bit more appetite and to get the ball forward, as they don't quite have the hunger or the speed in the attacking areas, and Mineiro are sensible with it and just holding off and sitting back, using that extra man, forcing Cruzeiro to just try and find a way through that probing nature that they had inside the first half. Not able to have the same effect in the second half. It's 7 minutes that were added on at the end of this game, the same as the first half. We're 1 minute into that. 6 minutes for Mineiro to find another famous win over their biggest rivals, whose fans are starting to make their way out, but they still have the ball inside the Mineiro half. The home fans who came into this with plenty of hope and expectations. Bruno lines up a shot from the edge of the area, but it's high, wide, and it's not very handsome. And those in blue in the stand, they are still singing away. They are still flying the shirts above their heads, getting the support going for their side. The passion will never die for these fans. They'll go home, they'll be bitterly disappointed. They've controlled the game in terms of possession, 71% to 29 in Cruzeiro's favour, but just silly mistakes at the back and not testing Everson enough up the other end. He's given the away side a very comfortable lead on the road, and we've got 5 minutes of stoppage time to play in. Cruzeiro, they do look defeated at the moment. Deep inside their own half, having to go back to Costa inside his own box, puts a half-hearted attempt to try and clear it in towards the halfway line, and it bounces in front of Bruno and in front of Villarreal, and out for a throw-in to those in black and white on the halfway line. And the Cruzeiro manager just looks on as Tigres equalise against Guadalajara just before half-time in that game in Mexico. As Mineiro get the game back underway with a throw down the right-hand side. It's linked nicely in towards the middle and just picked off and sent forward by Renier in towards Passini. The 19-year-old Brazilian, a young defender who came through the academy products, came on a few minutes ago to see out this game. 4 minutes of stoppage time to play. Those in black, blue and white in the stands still staying to cheer on their side at the end of this game. Those in black and white in the stand, well, they're starting to get louder and louder as we creep ever closer to the end of this contest. Mineiro, who've only lost once here in the last 8 attempts. That was the game in the cup final a few weeks ago, but they're trying to get a forfeit down the left-hand side, forcing Costa into a save at his near post, but the keeper held onto it ever so well, and it's the first attempt that they've had since they found that third goal in the 72nd minute through Casieira's header. Bruno has the ball for those in blue and white on this near side, sends it in towards the middle, but time is now very much out of favour for those in blue as a cross comes in from the right hand side. They can find a goal now, then you never know, but they do have less than 3 minutes to try and find a way back into this game. on the left-hand side with Villarreal, who's just switched it up to try and just open up some sort of space down the left-hand side against Nathaniel. Switched it over towards the right to bring Jorge into play. Can't quite find the cross in towards the box, and he's made his way into the box instead. The cross then tries to come again from the far right-hand side from Jonathan, but off the back of Lodi and out for a throw-in. Taken quickly, 2 minutes to go in this game. It's back out towards Jonathan on the halfway line, and Cruzeiro being forced back towards the goalkeeper Costa, and that's being cheered by those in blue, in black and white, more than the goals have this evening. Into the dying minutes of this game, 3-1 Mineiro lead against their biggest rivals. The chaos that ended the cup final a few weeks ago with 23 red cards hasn't been matched by the 3 red cards that we have and 2 penalties that we have seen this evening. But it's been a wonderful and exciting Brazilian contest. Once again, is getting down the left-hand side as Villarreal tries to get the cross into the box. He's appealing for a penalty, and he wants a 3rd penalty in this game as he asks for a handball off Nathaniel at the back. And we've just less than 90 seconds to go. The referee doesn't oblige with that, and the game is back underway with Jonathan trying to send it over to the far side, but gets hold of the ball halfway inside his own half, and will go back towards his goalkeeper. Away to the right-hand side, looks long and gets the flick on, looking for the run of Jorge again, but it's given away, and now the counter-attack can happen once again for those in black and white. They've got an extra man laying over onto the right-hand side, but the cross looking for the run of Pescini, just can't quite find him, and out come those in blue once again with space, this time opening up on the right-hand side, trying to send it more centrally into the runner down the middle of Jorge, but it skips all the way through to a grateful Everson in the goal, who will take his time to pick the ball up, and now under a bit of pressure will get the ball into his hands. The referee does count him down and he gets it out of his possession, but the 30 seconds to go, and those in black and white enjoying the final moments now of this game, trying to showboat but give the ball away. The advantage goes to those in blue. Can they find another consolation at least late on? Jorge, the man that pulled one back with 5 minutes to play, just can't get past his man at the back. Ruan, who went into the book really early in this game and has done ever so well to avoid the wrath of the referee, unlike a couple of the other players in. Now Rujo Laikon. But as the ball goes forward once again, there is the full-time whistle. The referee comes across to try and stop some afters between a few players. They don't want the scenes that happened last time, but it's those in black and white who celebrate with their fans in the corner. It's Derby Day victory. It's delight on Saturday night for Atletico Mineiro. They return to their own old home ground against their bitterest of rivals. 3 red cards and 2 penalties, but it was comfortable in the end for 10-man Mineiro against 9-man Cruzeiro, and it started ever so well. Minda, 12 minutes into the game, poking home from 6 yards out to give the hosts a lead after great work down the left-hand side between Lodi and the goal scorer Minda. Minda then won a penalty on the 30th minute mark, going down under the challenge of Keiki at the back. Just stuck his leg out, down went Minda, and then Maicon stepped up. The keeper guessed went the wrong way, and Maicon gave Mineiro a 2-0 half-time lead. The first time they've done that since 2007 at this ground. They won 3-0 that day, and it got better for them in the second half. Arroyo Jr. getting 2 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes, 1 for arguing with the referee, and then another for bringing down his man in the middle of the park. That turned the game completely into Mineiro's favour before Casiera made it 3. A beautiful header from a Lodi cross on the left-hand side, down past Costa in the goal. Keiki then made it all but certain when he took out his man and received a second yellow card, bringing down his man and seeing another red card to send Cruzeiro down to 9 men. He then went 10 when Lycon brought down Bruno inside the box as well from a rather innocuous cross from Bruno. And then Bruno stepped aside for Jorge to step up. Everson guessed the right way, but it was sent into the bottom corner in a consolation for those in blue. It's those fans in black and white that are celebrating. They move up the table and into 11th place above their rivals who drop down into 14th, 2 points above the relegation zone. But 14 games into this season and vengeance has been theirs of Atletico Mineiro here in Minas Gerais. And on the night, it's finished Cruzeiro 1, Atletico Mineiro 3, here on Derby Day in Belo Horizonte. 3-1, the away side win. Good night.